is up, y'all? Let's get this song going. Yes, sir.
Light it up.
Come on now. What is up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome into the Sactown Sports Kings recap. My name is Chris Watkins, joining you live from Golden One Center with a much better attitude. It feels like we've had a lot of close games here at Golden One, whether it be that shameful Hornets game or the Kings' little bounce back performance the other night and against the Magic, and here we are after the Sacramento Kings. Probably you could definitely say this game was closer than it probably needed to be. Nonetheless, the Kings get the win, the 135-130 victory over the Toronto Raptors, and just a really strange night. Let's take it from the top. Obviously, for anyone who is prevalently on social media, you definitely saw just the pretense of this game had a lot to it. You had Pascal Siakam in the building as he's actively being rumored to be a trade target for the Sacramento Kings. Very, very weird situation. I'm standing courtside to start this game at the beginning for pregame at about 5 o'clock, and Masai Ujiri comes walking onto the floor and daps up, just daps up some random people. Walks onto the actual floor. I see him dap up Alvin Gentry, former Kings head coach, who's now in the front office, and just kind of have a slight little conversation with Alvin. And then, I don't know, maybe like 30 minutes later, you see Shams Charania come out and say that apparently, let me not get his words wrong at all, but for all intents and purposes, the Sacramento Kings seem to be out on the Pascal Siakam stuff. Shams puts out right before tip-off at 6:10, the Sacramento Kings are deciding to pull out of the Pascal Siakam talks. Sources say things can be fluid, but Kings-Raptors talks are now over. And if you're asking me what my read on this situation is, I wouldn't read super deep into this. I mean, yes, definitely hear that, a trade is not happening tonight. It's not happening tomorrow. It's probably not going to happen until at the soonest, I would say probably after the Warrior game. I mean, the Warriors are a team, they did end up beating the Detroit Pistons tonight, but they've got tons of rumors swirling around with them, with Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga seeming unhappy with their role. The Toronto Raptors, as they are in Northern California right now, will be playing the Warriors, I believe, on Sunday. I want to get that date right. Yes, they'll be playing the Warriors on Sunday. I'd imagine frankly a similar situation is going to go down when they go to Chase Center on Sunday, where there'll probably be a lot of in-person, face-to-face communication with Mike Dunleavy Jr., the Warriors GM, and Masai Ujiri, and they're probably going to work out a deal. It wouldn't surprise me if over the weekend talks start to heat up on the Golden State side. I definitely think a lot of the escalated chatter that we saw these past couple days when it comes to the Kings and Pascal Siakam does have to do a bit with the fact that, Toronto's trying to get leverage over everybody else. They want Golden State to feel like, oh, crap, if we really want to go out and get Pascal Siakam, we can't drag our feet on this. We got to make a move here and now. And so, at this point in time in the season, there's so much politics going on. I mean, whether it be with agents or with GMs, there's so much going on in the media, just people trying to get their messages out there. It can be really, really confusing. So what I would tell you as a fan is to just wait and be patient because these things take time to develop, and there's no guessing when these things are going to drop. I mean, the OG and Anunoby trade came with no pretense at all, and it just dropped on a morning, and not really any warning at all, and it just kind of happened. So I would enjoy the show, as I definitely think this trade season is going to get crazy. because there's a lot of teams who are looking to improve, and there is a lot of big names that are out there and make a lot of sense to actually get dealt. So that was kind of the prelude to this game. All of that just before the game even starts. And then the game itself was actually really, really exciting. Kings played great. They shot the lights out pretty much for the entirety of the game. They finished the game shooting 55% from three. That's incredible. You're not going to lose a lot of games when you shoot that high of a percentage from beyond the arc. But the thing that really kept the Raptors in tonight's game was the free throws. You look at the free throw disparity. The Kings made 9 free throws, only took 14, and a couple of those were at the end of the game in garbage time. Or not garbage time, but kind of, Keegan Murray gets some at the end, and just some meaningless free throws at the end. But the Toronto Raptors hit 23, took 27, and that kind of evened it out. Again, the Kings shot incredible from beyond the arc. They made 21 threes to the Raptors 13. So, the Kings had the point advantage there. They out-rebounded the Raptors. They killed them on the second chance points, 26-12. The Kings really dominated this game in a lot of fashions, 35 assists. Both teams had 14 turnovers, no advantage there. It was really just the fact, the Kings hit more threes, significantly more threes than the Raptors did, but the Raptors kind of evened it out at the free throw line. I thought, I again, forget to put the banner on there. I thought tonight, Domantas Sabonis, yet again, just continues to put these crazy performances together. What he finished with tonight, 24, 15, and 11. Yet another triple-double, his 40th career triple-double for Sabonis. He's only the 12th player in NBA history to have 40-plus career triple-doubles. That number is from the Kings. Just ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, again, we really can't take this guy's play for granted. You just kind of assume the dude's going to give you 16 and 12 with 7 assists, and he does it. He does it every single night, even if it doesn't look great, even if it's not, the most imposing way of doing it. Sometimes he kind of gets a quiet 16, but he gets it every single time, and that should not be overlooked. And on a night like tonight, I definitely thought he was the Kings' best player, most efficient and most effective player. And the stats definitely back that up. So again, another ridiculous performance for Domantas Sabonis. This is his, I think, 3rd triple double in the last 4 games. Or let me make sure I got that right here. Sabonis, going to his recent performances. Excuse me here for a second. So let's just read Domantas Sabonis's last. I don't know. We'll say. I mean, it's really tough to pick a point to stop at because they're all so good. Let's just do since the New Year flip. So these past 4 games now, 3 games, I'm sorry, post Memphis, Sabonis against Charlotte, 23 points, 19 boards, 4 assists. The following night against the Orlando Magic, 22 points, 23 rebounds, 12 assists. Tonight against the Raptors, 24 points, 15 rebounds, 11 assists. That's back-to-back triple-doubles, 3 triple-doubles in the last 4 games for Sabonis. That's insane, y'all. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, Nikola Jokic is always the name that I'm going to throw out there as the only other human being on the planet who's doing or even capable of doing what Sabonis is doing right now. And, man, it's nuts. He's got 8 triple-doubles on the season. I saw Jokic leads the NBA with 11. It's special. It's really, really special. And for everyone out there who, I know there's still a large contingency of people who still believe that Domantas Sabonis just isn't a good enough center to have the Kings ultimately have success. I don't know how you can say that so definite when the dude can put up games like tonight. I understand he had a bad playoff series against the Warriors. That's one team. I would love to see how Sabonis would have fared in a 7-game series against the Los Angeles Lakers, because I'm pretty sure Anthony Davis wants none of that physicality in the playoffs. He doesn't want any of that smoke with his glass bones. I'm telling y'all right now, don't judge Domantas Sabonis off of one playoff series where he went against probably the worst matchup you could possibly have. The Golden State Warriors have made a killing their entire championship run off of running centers off the floor. It's the reason why Rudy Gobert is in Minnesota right now. It's because the Utah Jazz believe that you could not win against in the Warriors era if you have a guy who cannot stay on the floor when you're playing the Warriors. And the truth of the matter is there's only one Golden State Warriors out there, and not a lot of teams just have the overall shooting ability to play dudes off the floor like that. So I'm not out on Sabonis, especially when he's playing like he is now. I'm not saying this is the exact Sabonis we're going to get in the playoffs, but man, this dude is just incredibly talented, and some of the talk and some of the narrative around this guy is just disrespectful. And on a night like tonight, or when you look at the collection of games that this fool has put together, I just don't understand how you can realistically hate on him and just be so definite that the Kings can't win with him on the roster. It just doesn't make sense to me at all. Hey, what up, y'all? How y'all doing? Hey, what's up? That's awesome. Yes, sir. Let's do it. Y'all have a good weekend. That's awesome. Shout out y'all. If any of y'all ever come to the game, please hang on out with me. I've never publicized exactly where I'm in. Right in between section 103 and 104. If you're exiting, I got the Golden One Center main exit entrance on my left. I'm looking at Kelsey Gray and Morgan Reagan closing up the NBC broadcast right now. So if you're ever at the game and you want to stop by, please feel free and stop by and say hey. And maybe if you got a good take or something, you can clear it with me, and then we can get you on here or something. Yeah, to me, absolutely, Edward. The free throw discrepancy tells you all you need to know about this game. It really kept the Raptors in it. And the Kings do struggle to guard long, versatile teams like the Raptors, frankly. I mean, when you got Pascal Siakam, you got Scotty Barnes, it's really tough for the Kings. Sorry, man, allergy season is killing us all, y'all. It's not even allergy season, really. It's just there's something going around. So everybody stay safe. But I definitely caught the sniffles tonight. Yeah, Pascal Siakam I thought was great at getting to the line tonight. Kings really struggled to stay in front of him. Siakam had an okay night. Definitely wouldn't consider it a showcase of any stretch or anything like that. But I thought Siakam showed a little bit of something, and I am hearing, just for what it's worth, that the holdup with the Siakam trade. So I'll give everyone who's in here a little bit of tidbit from my ears on the ground. Here, I'm hearing what ended up pretty much happening for the most part is the Kings were talking with the Raptors about a deal for Siakam. I'm hearing that the usual suspects, the names that you would expect to be included, were the ones that were included. I'll let everyone else draw the conclusions on that one. I heard that the Kings were considering swapping. No, I shouldn't say swapping, but as a part of the Kings package, they would send out a guard, and they would get one of Toronto's guards back as well as Siakam. I would say that the fit made sense to me. But from what I understand, I mean, and I think this isn't really too breaking of news, but from what I understand, the Kings really couldn't get any assurances from the Siakam side that he would re-sign, and that kind of gives the Kings a little bit of pause. And so I think that's why the deal wasn't immediately done. I think for the most part, they agree on the principles. I think it's just that the Kings aren't really comfortable going through with the deal without hearing from Siakam definitely, or as definite as you can kind of have in today's day and age with the tampering rules, having some sort of assurances. So I think it's interesting. I don't think the deal is completely squashed. I just think that right here, right now, it's not in the cards, and I don't think it has to be right here, right now. I think this Kings team is still winning basketball games, 21st win of the season right now. They can afford to kind of wait out the Raptors. I mean, the Raptors are the one who now sit at 14-21 on the year. They kind of need to make a move. Kings aren't really in any rush as long as they keep having success. Of course, you can have Kevin Huerter still struggling. You can have Harrison Barnes kind of floundering about and not giving you exactly what you want, but the Kings are still getting results for it. So, they might have a ceiling on this team, but at least their team's still good. And they shouldn't be in a rush to just go out there and make a move for the sake of making a move. I've been saying this for weeks now, but going out and just getting, Pascal Siakam. We'll just use that name because it's here. I just don't think that it makes sense to go out there for a rental when you don't have any assurances. I mean, you can really mess up the future of this team by just trying to win a championship this year or thinking you can be in contention this year. And I don't think it's worth it. I just don't. Because I'm not saying it won't work out. I just don't think the risk reward is worth it. I think that it's a lot riskier to send off some assets that you might not be able to recoup at all for, a second. It could be a second round exit. Maybe it's a third round exit. I don't know. But that also still doesn't guarantee Siakam comes back. And the last thing you want to do if you're the Kings is also ruin your leverage. Like if you're in a position with Siakam where going into the offseason, he knows it's kind of, he's got the Kings' hands tied a bit where, the Kings make a move, give up assets to go get him. Well, that means the Kings kind of have to keep him. And that means that going into negotiations, Pascal can kind of be like, no, whatever the first offer is, I'm not accepting it because I know you guys have to pay me if you want to keep me, because this is going to be a disaster if you guys can't keep me. And that's not a position that you want to be negotiating from. So from all fronts, I just don't think it's a good idea. And if the Kings really are that in on Pascal Siakam, wait for free agency. I know other teams, if you trade for him now, you can acquire his bird rights and kind of have the final say on whether or not you feel like paying him that money. But I don't know. I just don't really think the risk reward is worth it. And I think the last thing you want to do if you're the Kings is put yourself in a situation where you're now overpaying for three big guys and you really can't build out the rest of your roster. I don't know. I'm kind of over talking about this. We've been talking about the Siakam trade for weeks now, and it seems like things aren't going in a positive direction. Let's do the 3 stars of the night. I know it's a little bit early, but I do have to get home and enjoy my weekend, frankly, as we will be back here on Sunday. So my weekend is really just the next 24 hours. So I'm going to try and enjoy that. And get out of here as soon as I can. Maybe even enjoy what Sacramento nightlife has to offer on a night like tonight. I mean, it's a Friday night. The beam's out. It's the first weekend of the year. Might have to go out there and have some fun. We'll see if Brendan and Frankie want to join me. 3 stars. 3 stars on the night. I'm gonna do a little bit of a unique one for this first one. Actually, you know what? For my first one, I'll stay vanilla. I'll stay normal. I'm going to give my first star of the night to Malik Monk. I thought he was incredible. I don't even know how much he scored. I know he finished in double figures, 15 points. Don't really care, honestly, about that. Don't really care about the efficiency. 3 of 16, 3 of 9 from 3. To me, assists. That's the number I saw from Malik that stuck out tonight. Not even the number that stuck out. Just from watching his play, to me, the pick and roll was there all night long, and he was diming Sabonis all night. The pocket passes, the bounce. He threw a couple underhand passes, which I know Mike Brown has been on him for a while now about not doing. But Malik's 9 assists tonight I thought were huge and definitely the biggest part of his game that I appreciated. I really thought he did a great job of feeding Sabonis at all times. And the thing about that makes Malik so great is you would kind of think the way that Malik plays, for those who don't watch him all the time, I think, again, you would kind of classify him more as like Emmanuel Quickly or maybe like a Lou Williams or more of a shoot first guy, a guy who's always going to look to get his scoring off first. But tonight's just like a perfect example, especially in the pick and roll, where Malik is so patient and he doesn't, though, again, if you were to not watch him, the guy you would imagine Malik is probably the guy who's forcing all the shots on pick and roll and is almost reluctantly passing or only passing when it's clear and obvious, or the defense is just collapsing on him in the pick and roll and he has a clear and obvious roll man open. No, he really reads it. And I would almost say he looks for the pass first in the pick and roll. And that's what makes him so deadly is I think the opponents in their mind think this dude's always looking to score, always looking to be aggressive. Let me look out for his shot first. And Malik has kind of already won that chess match by thinking pass first and thinking, where can I get Sabonis the perfect pass, the perfect angle for this. it's great to see. And again, when Malik is going from having 37 points one night to then the very next night having 9 assists with 1 turnover, that's versatility. Like that's Malik doing. I mean, yes, he did score, but last year Mike Brown would talk all the time, more so with his role players, with like Kevin Herter and Keegan, about how if you're not scoring, you can still rebound, you can still get assists, you can get steals, get blocks, get charges, do something else, fill up the stat sheet in a different way. And Malik uses his assists, and I think that's an incredibly powerful way of doing something else, because it's not just about you, or it's not only you impacting at that point. It's then you getting another guy involved and getting his game going, and how that can just work for both of you guys and also for the team in total is just huge. It's just absolutely huge. Crown Royal, I why do you have to always just be negative? Well, just why? Just why? It's not about that. We're not talking about Malik Monk not forcing shots. I didn't once say he didn't force shots. I'm just saying typically you would think of him as a shoot first, like, oh, I'm only looking to get mine, and I'm acknowledging that he passed or got 9 assists and looked for dimes all night long. Why you always have to just nitpick everything that everybody says? Yeah, dude, a mid rock. I saw this the other day. I did see this. Who else saw Morgan in the Northwest commercial with the husband and 2 grown kids? I was gonna ask Morgan about it. Maybe she hasn't walked by yet. I haven't seen her walk by, but yeah, Morgan recorded this commercial for Northwest. I think it's like a window company or something like that. And yeah, she definitely has 2 children in that. She definitely does not have children in real life. That is probably Morgan's biggest nightmare. So, yeah, that is definitely Morgan in that commercial, though. Ooh, Key Kings. This is a great question. Before we get back to the stars of the night, do you think the Warriors will be interested in Davion after a CP3 fractured hand? Yes, I do. I definitely do. I definitely think Davion is a really good fit for the Warriors. Offensively, I think the Warriors would love him to have the ball in his hand. I think he would do a little bit better in that system as well. And defensively, I mean, they play Corey Joseph as their backup point guard when Chris Paul was out. So I definitely think they could use Davion Mitchell, and they love him. And I think you could, funny enough, do a swap of the 2 players that were taken by those 2 teams on the same draft night. I think you could probably do a Davion for Moses Moody swap and really probably just wash your hands of it and not really think much of it. I think that would be a good switch for the Kings. I mean, they played Davion tonight. I do wonder how much of this Davion thing is kind of a bit of a showcase. I mean, Davion hasn't been special. I didn't think Keon Ellis did anything that really warranted being benched. And I definitely don't think Davion has necessarily done anything that warrants him 100% being in the lineup. So I do wonder how much of Davion playing right now is a bit of them trying to showcase him to some other teams. But I do think the Warriors would be a really good fit for him. My second star of the night, this is where I'm going to get unique and do something a little bit different than I've done so far this season. My 2 stars of the night are actually going to a collection of the forwards. Shout out the Kings forwards tonight. Harrison Barnes, Keegan. It was I'm going to take this. I just got a random text from someone saying, go to Chick-fil-A. I have no idea who the number is. Sorry to get distracted. Anyways, the forwards are my 2 stars of the night. That was the most random text I've ever gotten. 3 forwards of HB, Keegan, Trey Lyles. No update on Trey Lyles yet. He twisted his ankle, backpedaling, back on defense. And it looked, like I say, it looked bad. It didn't look like something that's going to, they're going to have an MRI and it's going to come back negative. There was no actual damage done, but I've done something similar to that before. And I'm telling you, it's like, that's like, he's definitely, I'd be shocked if he's playing on Sunday. I would guess he'll probably come back Man, they're really people are trying to sneak out or sneak in right now. um, Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely think Trey probably won't play on Sunday, but I don't think it's anything serious. Hate to see that, but Trey was having a great game. Hit 3 of his first 3, finished 4 of 5 from the perimeter, and that's really the theme of why I'm picking the forwards. HB 5 of 8 from 3, Keegan 4 of 4 from 3, Trey Lyles 4 of 5 from 3. Also, HB and Keegan both had 3 offensive rebounds respectively. So the forwards combined 45 points, 13 of 17 from 3 with 6 offensive rebounds. That's nuts. That's incredible to get out of your forwards, especially when, frankly, again, the Raptors kind of do have a lot of quality forwards, and I mean, the fact that the Kings were kind of able to have a good night like that, really, really impressive. Y'all, I am kind of dying right now. My third star of the night is going to be for Domantas Sabonis, Mr. Triple Double. Again, the stretch he's on right now is just ridiculous. 3 triple doubles in 3 of 4 nights, back-to-back triple doubles, and just a span of games where he has just been absolutely incredible. And he's kind of back to being the Kings' first or second best player on every single night. We kind of missed that through the first stretch of the season. That obviously Sabonis last year, I said he was this team's North Star. Everything that this team does goes through him, whether it be people cutting and Sabonis in the high post or people running dribble handoffs around him, trying to get open threes. He leads the NBA in screen assists. The dude is just, he is the hub of this offense. And on a night like tonight, you just see how amazing he is and just how rare what he's able to do is. It's unfortunate he fouled out because he really could do whatever he wanted with Toronto tonight. He got Jakob Poeltl in foul trouble. There was also somebody else in foul trouble, if I'm not mistaken. No? Oh, I'm thinking of Sabonis. Sabonis was the other one who fouled out as well. I thought Sabonis had a really, really statement game tonight, and I hope he can do it on Sunday as well. That's going to be it for us tonight. Again, I'm going to try and enjoy my weekend or lack thereof. I'm going to go try and enjoy the beam and everything that Sacramento nightlife has to offer. I hope everybody else can as well. Y'all have a fantastic night. Again, Sacramento Kings win 135-130 here in Golden One Center. I will see you all on Sunday as after the Sacramento Kings. Who do they play on Sunday? Take on, oh my gosh, is it those dang, pesky, grimy, I don't want to see you again, New Orleans Pelicans, 3 o'clock tip-off. Not looking forward to that one. Hopefully the Kings can get just one win over the Pelicans this year. We will see, and I will join y'all after that one. See y'all on Sunday.